UYG Show. What is it then that gets somebody to that state? Is it things they experience in life?
Because they want that person to feel that, they're not good enough, they cannot be like that.
No bills will be paid.
Correct.
The stress will accumulate.
Correct. All of those things.
Help you take that pressure and turn it into diamonds. So see you next time on the UYG Show. Hello, and welcome to the UYG Show. This is series number 5. We're almost halfway through the series. It has been amazing so far. If you're joining us for the very first time, then welcome. Be sure to subscribe to our channel so that you can get notified every time we have a brand new episode. We're here every Sunday at 6 p.m. GMT. So when you do subscribe and hit the bell, it means that you will be alerted. So this series, we're talking about mental health and success. We've talked about mental health in young people. We've talked about mental health in women. We've looked at mental health disorders. So many. So if you've just tuned in for the very first time, you want after this to go back and just recap. And if you're watching me for the very first time today, it's great to connect with you. My name is Gladness Katega. I am the founder and executive director for Unleash Yourself with Gladness CIC, also known as UYG Social Enterprise. Also, feel free to connect with us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn as UYG Social Enterprise. So connect with us. Let's interact. Please like, comment, and share this. Somebody out there needs to hear this message. So share it with your friends, comment, and let's interact. Today's episode is mental wellness and success, and it is actually a part 1. So we're going to be discussing what is success and what does mental wellness mean, and look at some daily practices. And so exciting, we have a special guest with us today. He is a mental health specialist, so he's going to be joining us shortly. Now, let's dive straight in there and welcome our guest, Mr. Jerry Yanquoi. You are welcome, Jerry.
Thank you very much, Gladness. That was a great introduction. Thank you. I'm happy to be on the UYG show. It's quite amazing what you guys are doing, and thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us. We are excited to have a mental health specialist with us. And I hope you're ready. Are you ready for the show?
I am ever ready. Okay.
Brilliant. So I think let's dive straight in to understand, what does mental wellness actually mean, Jerry? What does it mean?
Okay, yeah. So interesting question. Mental wellness. We hear the term mental wellness and perhaps everywhere, but what does it really mean? Mental wellness is how we respond to life situations. Okay, it's how we respond to life situations. Well, I'll give you an option. You think, for example, you are standing before a lion, and how will you respond? Will you freeze? Will you freeze?
Would you probably run? I'll probably run.
Will you run? Okay, you will run. And or will you face that lion? Okay. Well, how you respond will determine your degree of your mental wellness. See, mental wellness is how we respond to life situation. But what if that lion represented relationship difficulties? What if that lion represented financial difficulties? Would you freeze? Would you run? Or would you face that lion? So yeah, mental wellness is how we respond to life situations. Okay. Literature defines mental wellness as that internal resource that help us think, feel, connect, and function. What is your level of functioning? And you face a lion. relationship difficulties? What is your level of functioning when you face financial difficulties? Would you freeze? Would you run? Or would you face it on? Don't
Wow.
know.
That's very interesting. And I like how you've applied it practically to, things like relationship. Because actually sometimes when you think about mental wellness, you don't think about the application. There's this stigma of, being unwell. So people don't tend to relate it that way. So I think that's quite intriguing, Jerry. Thank you for sharing that.
I think people kind of equate mental wellness with mental health problem or mental illness. It's not the same. The two are different. Mental wellness does not mean mental illness.
Wow, that's very interesting. So before we dive too deep, I think we should take a quick commercial break. So stay tuned. When we come back, we'll talk about success, and we'll also look at some daily practices that a person can carry out for their mental wellness. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this. Hello, it's Gladness here, your purpose and passion coach. I'm also an author, an international speaker, and a business consultant. So I want to talk to you briefly about something. Now, I know most of you, or few of you that have followed me, you would have heard of my story of how I went from broken to brilliant. You see, for a whole decade, I was in an abusive relationship. I was broken. I was hurt. I was tired, fed up. Now, you might be watching this and you have been in this position, this predicament of uncertainty, lack of clarity, fed up with life. Well, guess what happened to me a few years ago? Just when I was looking to leave this relationship and begin a new journey, my daughter passed away. My beloved Amore, my very first child, went to heaven. May she continue to rest in peace. But this traumatic event for me was the beginning of my transformational journey. I made a decision to leave that toxic relationship, restart my life through a self-discovery journey. I reinvented myself. I realized my worth, my value, and discovered who I was as a queen. Now, I want to help you do the same. If you have been in this position of lack of identity, I can help you rediscover who you are and unleash the greatest version of yourself. Now, don't just take my word for it. Scroll down and see some of my testimonies of women that I have worked with. Women like Yana, who was a stay-at-home wife and a mother, but unhappy and unfulfilled. But she discovered her dream career, started her business through her passion. And I helped her go from purposefulness to a purposeful business. And I can help you do the same. So join the Queen Unleashed membership. For 10 months, I will hold your hand, help you become accountable to make the changes in your life so that you can fulfill your dreams, get your financial goals, reinvent yourself, and you can live the best life that God has ordained for you. I look forward to supporting you in the Queen Unleashed membership. So click the link below and join right now. Welcome back to the UYG show. We have had a great start discussing what mental wellness is. We've got our special guest here, Jerry Yanquoi, a mental health specialist. So welcome again, Jerry. Good to have you.
Thank you.
So now we want to dive into the success part. So what is success? How would you define success?
I think, before we dive into the success part, let me just add a bit to mental wellness. Then I will dive into the success part. Okay, so mental wellness, as we say, is how we face life situations. Okay, it's not static, it's changeable. Okay, so mental health, you can say, it is on a spectrum. So on a lower end of the spectrum, you have lack of development, you have failure, you have some other life difficulties that you're dealing with. On the higher end, the positive end of the spectrum, you have development, you have growth, you have success. Now, what is success? Okay. Success is achievement. So if you have success is the achievement of personal is the achievement of goals and visions. So if you have visions in your life, perhaps it's about overcoming weight problem. Your success will be achieving it. So if you do something and you achieve weight problem, maybe you're overweight and obese, and you're dealing with that, and you want to do something about it. Success is achieving a result.
Okay, wow, that's fascinating. Thank you so much. So what kind of practices then does a person have to carry out, maybe daily, to have this mental wellness that we're talking about and success, probably?
Well, there are lots of practices. If you look in literature, there are lots of things, there are many things that we can do to be able to increase our level of wellness and success. So if you're on the lower end of the spectrum where you are facing difficulties and struggles, and where you are facing lack of growth, you need to move yourself up. Okay, you need to move yourself from that negative part into the positive zone of the spectrum that we call mental wellness. And it means taking actions. Okay, so you got to take actions. If you have a goal, you have a dream, you have a vision, you have to take actions. And so yeah, taking action is one of the things that we can do. But also, I think, Gladness, you talk a few times about self-care. You're not looking after yourself. Self-care is very important. Looking after yourself, being able to relax. We live in a world with lots of distractions, lots of temptations, lots of difficulties, stresses. You have to increase your resilience level. And
wow, that's amazing. And absolutely, we have talked a lot about self-care. We've talked about personal development as a strategy. What other ones? Could you give us maybe one more before we run out of time? Maybe just one more practice that someone can
I think one important thing I will add on is it's practicing. I named the four domain of mental wellness: how you think, you feel, and but just in short, if you want to do something, I think one important thing is being able to have a positive view on life. Managing your thoughts, is very key to success.
Yes,
Because we go through, is very key. Managing your thoughts is very key to success. So how you think will determine how you behave, how you react to situations. If you think the lion there, the relationship difficulties that you face is going to kill you, you'll become fearful of facing that relationship problems. You will run away from it. But if you reframe your way of thinking, reframe your thoughts, where you're in a position to, rather than thinking that the problem is going to harm you, you reframe it to say, perhaps I can find a solution. It is just a challenge. We can find a solution. You can be able to deal with the situation. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There are some problems that you have to run away from, but it's managing the way that you think positively about situations, positively about things.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And absolutely, there are some things that you do have to kind of, run away from, because we looked at in an earlier episode what is mental health, and it's really just about managing, as you're saying, those feelings, those emotions appropriately. So it has been so amazing to have you, and unfortunately we've run out of time. So how could they reach you, our audience, Jerry? Are you able to share maybe your contacts, or how they can get in touch with you should they wish to connect with you?
Well, that's interesting. I didn't prepare for that. But if anyone want to get in contact with me, just get in contact with me through UYG, I would say. Okay.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so
Absolutely.
much for coming to the
I
show.
know it's been a very short one.
Yes.
I have a lot on mind to say, but
No
thank you
problem
for
at
having
all.
me.
So
Thank you
maybe
for having
just give us a final farewell message and what you want to share, because I know, like I said, there's only so much we can cover in an episode. But give us some final words before we say goodbye.
Well, I think mental wellness is something that we should always focus on. We should always be, we should always think of ways in which we can practice taking the right actions, to be able to get the results that we desire.
That's
And
amazing.
we must always do that, make it our key practice to do what we need to do to achieve the results. There's no point desiring, or wishing or hoping to achieve something when you can't take actions. So I say this is a good platform you've created, and I guess this platform will lead people towards self-development and taking actions. So again, thank you. If
Thank you
you
so
want
much.
to do some changes about whatever position you are, if you want to make changes and achieve good level of mental well-being, come to UYG, I would say.
Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure. Until next time, Jerry, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow, what an amazing, amazing episode. We learned so much about mental wellness and success and how that interlinks. And it's quite obvious that for you to succeed in any area of your life, as we have already shared resources and strategies even in previous episodes, it's very important to look after your mental health, as our special guest speaker told us today. So I want to say my goodbyes for this episode. Be sure to tune in next week, same time at 6 p.m. GMT London time, right here on YouTube at UYG International. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Connect with us on social media as well at UYG Social Enterprise. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your thoughts. Until next time, bye for now and God bless. Welcome to the UYG Show. What is it then that gets somebody to that state? Is it things they experience in life?
Because they want that person to feel that, I can't,
enough.
they're not good enough, they cannot be like that.
No bills will be paid.
Correct.
And the stress will accumulate.
Correct. All of those things.
Help you take that pressure and turn it into
Diamonds.
diamonds. So see you next time on the UYG Show.